So we've got a special episode today. We've got Ellis sat with us. I'm going to read off some of the stuff that Ellis has done, which is frankly disgusting, Ellis. But, you're the current Cheshire Under-16 champion. You've won the Cheshire Under-14s at the age of 12. You were the youngest player ever to play for Cheshire Under-18s at the age of 12. You won the Royal Liverpool Junior Under-15 Championship twice at 12 and 14. That's just recently. And you won the inaugural Faldo Series Junior Challenge at the age of 12 as well. Well done. It's hard work reading that out.
I think we can pretty much wrap the podcast up here, can't we? That's enough of a podcast, isn't it?
Give Ellis a follow. That's it. Done. Welcome to the podcast, Ellis.
Thank you.
And thanks for welcoming us into your home. So we've had a bit of a hit with you today on the simulator. First question before we get into any meaty stuff. What were our swings like?
It went not too bad. Some good strikes.
Not too I'll take that. I'll take that. From the current Cheshire Under-16 champion, that's good for me. Right, Ellis, look, we've got loads to chat about, so I think we'll just dive straight in. So I think, Chris, if you can start us off.
So obviously we've just heard that kind of list of accolades that you've achieved over the last handful of years, but which is your favourite? You know, which would be the biggest win for you today?
I'd probably say the Cheshire Under-16 one at Vickers Cross, because it was quite a nice course, and the people that I was up against that day, there was some competitors that definitely could win it apart from me, so I don't think I was the favourite, you could say, going into it. But now I managed to shoot 2 under, which wasn't too bad to win that. So yeah, I think that's probably my favourite competition that I've won of the ones that I've won. So yeah.
Did you have a feeling in amongst when you were playing and turning? Because obviously you're around probably these players, aren't you? Relatively frequently. But actually, I've got my work cut out here.
Because I was out quite early that day.
Right.
And most of them were out later. And I started off 3 under after 3. And I was like, oh, something could happen here. And then I was 1 under after 7. And then was 2 under after 9. And then parred every hole on the back 9, which was quite frustrating. But I think finishing at that point, because the weather was coming in, the rain, so I thought maybe that could be enough, maybe not. And then when the people that could have maybe done something against that came in with worse scores, then so I was quite happy.
So were you kind of sitting around watching the scores come in, or had you kind of left at that point? And
so there's because it was raining, there was a massive canopy on the 18th green, so everyone was sat there just waiting for people to come in, and as soon as they walk off the green, what did you score? And then picturing the leaderboard where everyone was.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
So was that a long wait then to
it was about an hour.
Right.
Had to wait. So because I was leading by about 4, and then someone came in with 1 over, so I was leading by 3.
Right. Okay.
And then I knew that a good score was going to come in.
So how much did you win by in the end? Was it?
I won by 2 in the end.
You won by 2.
So the other person shot level.
Right. Excellent.
Oh, I see. The only person who shot under par then.
Pretty much.
Fantastic. God, that's brilliant. I mean, I don't even know how to describe how that weight must feel. That must just be like agony. I've done my bit.
And obviously you've been playing for quite a number of years, and you got a wealth of kind of experience playing competition. How do you find your kind of nerves in those situations now? Do you think that's...
I don't think I really get that nervous. I'm just more focused on what I need to do and more excited to play instead of nervous, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. So what's your current handicap?
Current handicap is scratch.
Yeah. Okay. Now we were talking to your dad before, because he's been helping you a lot with the analytics and the stats of your game. At the moment, what is it that you feel you need to work on to get you to the next level?
I'd probably say holing out inside 10 foot, just getting percentages up in them, and holing more putts, which is going to increase the amount of pars I make and increase the amount of birdies I make, hopefully. And I'd say iron accuracy as well, because I'd say my driving's pretty good, but the more greens I hit and the closer I get to the pin, the shorter putts I'm going to have, and then the more opportunities to make birdie. I'm going to have.
So in terms of your strategy to kind of improve that inside 10 feet, what kind of things have you got in terms of your practice that you're doing?
So I've got a putting coach, Jordan Massey, and I've got some drills from him, like inside 10 foot. So T-pegs around 6 foot, T-pegs around 10 foot, drill that's 4 foot, 10 foot. So if you hold the one from 4 foot, it's a par, and then the one from 10 foot, if you hold it, it's a birdie. And you go around 4 times, and you're trying to shoot, I think it's 8 under. So they're just quick, easy, simple drills, which can over time make quite a big difference. So.
I find the drills quite interesting, actually, that when you hear a lot of them, and Instagram's amazing, isn't it, for this sort of stuff now?
Yeah.
And you can get it like Phil's putting coach will go, I'll do this drill with Phil, but everything's around like score, beat this, beat that, and it's like get the competitive juices flowing. Is that the key ingredient, do you think, to try and really get you focused?
I mean, you can answer that, Alice, but I mean, for me, I think if you get into that level of achievement within golf, you've got to have that competitive edge, right? So I think that certainly is what spurred me on, as I was super competitive, and still now, whatever I do, I'm incredibly competitive. And I think you kind of have to have that edge to be able to force you to go and do those things that you might not necessarily want to do, but go out there and do all that practice and put all that time and effort in has got to be driven by you want to go and win it.
We're like neighbours for about 2.5 years now. Like everything's gone really well so far, and then we're playing a pairs comp in Ganton in June. I just think this animal's going to come out. It's going to be like, let me up there, like ripping his shirt open and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy until I'm on any kind of sporting arena.
It's same with me.
Yeah. It's hilarious, that. I find it so funny. Yeah. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not that. Maybe I'm that competitive. Or maybe I am secretly, but I don't.
I think everyone.
You are right.
I think everyone's got that competitive streak, whether it be a board game or competitive sport.
If you don't win that often, you're not competitive. If you do win every now and again, you're competitive.
And I think ultimately it's where your niche is. It's what you're good at, isn't it? If you're good at that, then you're going to be competitive at it. You want to win at that.
Totally agree.
So I guess, Alice, you're 15 now.
Yeah.
How do you balance school, kind of social life, and golf, and what sacrifices have you had to make
so
golf in shape?
I'd say I put a lot more time into golf than I'd say school and social. But if I've got like exams coming up, then I'll put little bit more time to school. But I'd say the main sacrifice is probably social.
Yeah.
So I don't really get to go out as much or see friends outside of school as much.
Yeah.
But when I do, it's like 2, 3 times better than if it was just every weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like more special every now and again than just every week.
And does that kind of ebb and flow in kind of how difficult that feels, or are you kind of just focused on the golf?
Really,
and that's
mainly
kind of...
focused on golf, and then obviously if I've got exams or I've got some other curriculum thing, then I'll focus a little bit more on school, spend more time on that. But then it's always the main thing is just focus on the golf, and hopefully that can follow through. Yeah.
I suppose winning stuff helps with that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if you win, then you just want to try and win again.
Of course you do.
And that's kind of the drive to practice more, play more, get better.
Yeah, whereas if you're not, the temptation to give up is very much there, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I find that just so interesting because I bet everybody's wrestled with that.
Yeah.
In our field, it's work life, for instance. It's not going out and playing golf, but it's like, actually, I want to play a bit of social golf, but then I've got work to do and whatever.
So I've gone through periods where I've not won maybe even just like a club comp for a couple of months, and then I win one, and then I win another, and then I've won like 4 in the space of 2 months.
Right.
So it's just like, you could say purple patch and then a gold patch. And that's how golf works, really.
Yeah. Unless you're Tiger Woods, which we realised, didn't we? It was back to like 12 years. At this moment in time, obviously, we spoke earlier about your golfing heroes, and we'll maybe get to that in a bit. But what would your dream golf career be?
I'd say my dream golf career would probably to be a tour professional golfer and just play on the PGA Tour, DP World Tour, whenever I want, really, just to play in the big events against all the big players. and be able to compete against them.
Do you have a path that you'd like to take?
Well, I hope to go to America, hopefully for a
That's great.
scholarship over there, which would be quite nice. Hopefully like a top 25 college, so I'm playing in like NCAA's AA Championship and all the big events over there, and then to qualify onto Corn Ferry or PGA and progress that way.
Great.
Amazing.
Who are your golfing heroes then? Who you sort of
I'd
really...
say Justin Thomas is definitely my favourite, and then Bryson DeChambeau, Ludwig Aberg, all some of my favourite golfers, definitely.
Are you reckon you're hitting that hole in one over his house quicker than 16 days?
You've not got that on the sim yet, then? No, not got it on your house now.
Did you hear about the fan that came and did it?
Oh yeah,
He offered somebody did it in 5 shots.
Was it 5 shots?
Yeah, he offered somebody 100k. So he came and did it. He did it in 5 shots. I was like, who's the pro here? Like, he's just gone and done it. It was that was a bit mad, really.
But I mean, there's just such an element of luck in that, right?
Yeah, because you can't really properly see where it's.
No, you can't see the whole, like, you know, you've got a yardage or whatever, but, you know, I mean.
But I mean, if the guy's that lucky, he's doing it in 5, I think he should turn pro, to be honest.
Take the 100 grand and run. So I guess, so in terms of you kind of mentioned earlier that you made some sacrifices around your social life. I mean, what do your friends think of your golf as a sport and your achievements within it?
So they definitely, I'd say, support it. They do quite like golf. Some of them have started to play it.
Right. Okay.
I'd say most of my friends are at the golf club.
Yeah.
Or a part of like Cheshire or golf.
Yeah.
So, because they're the people I probably spend most of the time with.
Yeah, and I met
weekends really.
When I was growing up playing golf, was being me and my pal who were kind of a similar standard, and we must have spent. I mean, I spent so many more hours with him than anyone in my family over those years for sure. So it's like another little family, isn't it? A little community that you've got going there, kind of golf mates that you've got.
Yeah. Definitely.
Have you got any kind of like arch nemesis in terms of your junior status? There's always someone that's kind of been in there and has kind of beat you in the odd competition and is always
Not
up there
really,
at the same sort of.
Because there's always different people up there.
Yeah.
I mean, golf's like if you have a good day, next day you can play bad. So it's like all different people are up there. There are some familiar faces, but all get on well. There's no.
I feel like we've got a bit of an insight into your psyche there, Chris.
No, I don't know. I just wonder whether there was anyone that was just kind of up there and, you know.
What's his name? He sat off camera, so ignore the fact that he's there. But what support do you think you'd be getting from maybe the wider family? I know we know how much your dad supported you through it. We obviously know that. I've been a bit flippant about it, but what sort of level of support do you think you got from parents, family?
Massive level of support. So just taking me to like even just golf club or different competitions everywhere really, which I'm going to be forever thankful for.
Yeah.
So, and it's mum and dad both make the sacrifice sometimes to just take me wherever I need to go to really, which is.
I suppose they've all been on the journey with you as well, haven't they? From a very young age, you started at 5.
Yeah.
Like, they've known you basically playing golf, haven't they?
Yeah.
So,
and what kind of age did those sacrifices for you and your kind of family? What sort of age did that start?
I'd probably say 12 that season when I first started to win some stuff. That was the season I think that really kick-started everything.
Yeah.
So I think the sacrifice level went up, and then the golf time went up, and a few other things had to decrease because of that.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with and still fine with at the moment. So, yeah, everything's good.
And when you were going through that at the age of 12, which is an interesting age for a boy anyway, 12, but did you have an appreciation that actually things are really changing here now? This is starting to become serious.
Yeah, I could tell that. So just from winning, I think it was the Cheshire U14s one, and there was some very good players playing in that, and I thought, something maybe could happen from here.
Yeah.
And from that, I won another thing, the Faldo series thing, and then it was like, so this is now starting to get a little bit more serious. So then I'd say my time into golf definitely increased.
Explain what the Faldo series is, because I don't really know anything about that.
So it was a competition at Mottram Hall.
Okay.
from ages 7 to 12. I was 12 at the time, so it was like there was a category for 7 to 8 boys and girls, category for 9 and 10 boys and girls, and 11 and 12 boys and girls, and then there was an overall winner. So it was played on like age proportional courses. So if you're in the 7 to 8 category, you played on a shorter course, and 9 to 10 they played on a shorter course to 11 and 12.
Right.
So it's like basically what the pros equivalent to us is basically. So it was a 5,500 yard course, I think it was.
Right. Okay.
So I played okay. I shot 3 under, but I had 42 putts.
Oh,
It was an interesting.
Chris is your man.
It was an interesting day on the greens, but no, it was just good experience playing it, and then obviously that qualified me for the World Championships in San Diego, which was just way too expensive to go. It was never.
Yeah.
It was just during school and everything. So
Yeah.
No.
That's tough, isn't it? I think when you obviously want to do that, don't you? But
Yeah.
there is a reality.
Yeah.
Which is
100%.
And for somebody your age, so obviously younger at that point, to go, no, I appreciate where that is. That's a very mature way of looking at it. I'm not sure I would have been like that at the age of 12.
Yeah, and I think it's really difficult, isn't it, when you get to that level that it does start to just kind of elevate in terms of cost and
the
seriousness and kind of like the travel and all that kind of stuff.
So for this year, the travelling's going to be ridiculous. This year.
So just kind of touching on this year, so what competitions have you got lined up for 2025?
So I'm hoping to play in English, Scottish, and Welsh, and maybe Irish under 16s. The England under 18s mixed, which is down south. Hopefully the Carris Trophy. North of England under 16s. Sir Henry Cooper Masters, which is all the way down in Kent. Hopefully try and qualify for the British Boys in RNA. Which is, I think, in Ireland this year.
Okay.
So that'd be good to qualify for that. And then just a few other like Northern Order of Merit comps and a couple of comps like in Cheshire, Lancashire, and all the other different places.
So a busy year then, by the sounds of it. Busy year.
And also, that's all crammed into short season as well, isn't it?
In that kind of summer period, I guess. Yeah.
6 months.
So given that we're kind of talking, the podcast is talking about the top 100 courses, have you got any particular, out of those tournaments or anything that you're playing this year, have you got any particular course that you're looking forward to?
I think now.
Or do you not really care where you play as long as you're playing golf?
I mean, it's good to be playing golf, but then I think the courses that most of them choose are really good. So I think Sir Henry Cooper Masters at Kings Hill, which is supposed to be a very good course, private course, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Which should be really good. That's a little bit like, I think, Wentworth.
Yeah.
The style of that.
Sorry, I put you on the spot there. But
that's all right.
Or is there any course that you've played in terms of those kind of tournament golf that you've played? Is there any particular course that you enjoyed?
So last year I played at McGregor. That was at West Essex.
Okay.
That was a very, very nice course. That was quite hilly, quite weird, you could say.
Yeah.
But it was a very good course, very good venue. And like North of England under 16s, that was at Panel.
Okay.
I think that it just gets windy.
Not heard of any of these places.
Yeah. No, it is a good course, good place, but the conditions matter a lot of these courses.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately they often get played on links courses, right? A lot of these tournaments, so you're often at the behest of the wind and the rain and whatever else you get that comes your way when you're playing links golf, isn't it? Yeah.
Ellis, what do you think the best part of your game is?
I'd probably say my chipping short game, because that's what I've worked on from the early age of like 5, 6. We've just worked from the green backwards. So everything's just been around the green, putting, chipping. I'd definitely say chipping's my biggest strength.
Brilliant, yeah.
And is that something that you've kind of driven, or is that coach, or is that dad? Where's that kind
of everything, really.
Yeah.
So I've always liked shorter shots, and then the practice facilities at Ringway, it's about the longest shot you could probably hit is about 60 yards. So anything inside 60 yards is just it's one club 60 degree. It's just chipping, and then obviously from that learning to use different clubs, so like gap wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron,
Yeah.
For like run shots, which I've learned at links courses like Royal Liverpool.
Yeah. And have you kind of noticed when you've been going into that sort of competition arena that comparing your game to other people's, that your short game is kind of benefited from that versus,
yeah, so
versus
I'd definitely say my short game is up there with one of the best. I think the main factor why people are shooting these scores and you could say better than what I'm doing at the moment is because of distance.
Yeah.
They're hitting it 310 yards and I'm hitting it 260.
Yeah.
And because of that, they're having shorter clubs in, which is basically easier for them to get it closer and then have more opportunities at birdies.
Yeah.
But that'll just come with strength, height, everything. So
yeah. Obviously, your home club is Ringway.
Home club is Ringway.
Yeah. Who's your coach?
James Salt.
James Salt.
He's
right.
at Ringway.
And he's been your coach through your life, hasn't he?
10 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Know him very well then.
Yeah.
So this is a leading question because I do know the answers to this. But aside from Ringway, which is your home course, what's your favourite course in the UK?
My favourite course in the UK is Reddish-Vale.
And that wasn't set up in any way, shape, or form.
Which is in Stockport. It's a weird course, but it's just really, really nice. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's we're both members. We agree. Yeah, absolutely. I just didn't expect you to say that.
No,
Genuinely, it's like, yeah. Either you researched it very well and you knew exactly where we were members. Genuinely, you're like, yeah, we love it as well. We've never got bored of it, but I had to get that in somehow. It was funny that. If we keep referencing all previous stuff anyway, just nobody was party to it necessarily, but Ellis has got a sim in his house, so yeah, we were like kids in a sweet shop, weren't we? We were like,
we had a great little session.
It's amazing. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Sorry, Chris, I interrupted you then.
No, it's all right. I was going to say, obviously, we've kind of talked about all the things that you've won, but what's the favourite tournament that you've played so far?
Favourite tournament? I'd probably say the McGregor.
Okay, yeah.
It just feels like a proper tour event because you've got your scorecards with like the rip-off bit at the bottom. Which is quite cool.
You get all the pin positions and stuff.
Positions, live leaderboards.
Yeah.
It just feels like a proper tour event.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's like 4 rounds with a cut.
Yeah.
It gets quite competitive, which is...
Where did you say you played in McGregor?
So it was at West Essex.
Which
is down south in London.
Yeah, okay.
That was this year?
This year, yeah.
Right, great.
Which is good.
What a good experience that would be.
Yeah. So I played in that at Sheringham, so I was down at Sheringham down in Norfolk when I played that.
How did you do?
Terribly. Especially that was the end of my career. That's where I injured myself.
Oh no!
Practicing for that on the practice ground just before day one.
And that did
shot like 17 over on the first round, and then came back and shot 1 or 2 over in the second round, but still missed the cut. And that was basically it. And that was. So
you've opened up old wounds there, Ellis.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Opened up, but yeah, it is a great. It's a great step up, and it feels like you say, it kind of gives that feel of that sort of professional.
Is this McGregor the manufacturer McGregor that makes clubs?
No, I think it's a name of
somebody's name.
So you've got like the Reed, the McGregor, and the Carris trophies. That's like the 14s, 16s, and under 18s boys, England competitions basically.
I've had my fitting recently. Clubhouse, Clubhouse Golf. No, but actually that is a plug because they were brilliant. But when I went and swapped the last set of irons that I'd got sadly at American Golf, but when I got them there, before that they were McGregor's, and I had them for about 20 years. But when I was getting fitted, the guy came in and he was like, "Is this what you play with?" I was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Just wait a minute." Went out and he got 2 of his mates who were doing fittings in other bays to come over, and he was like, "Come and have a look at this, lads." I was thinking, what's going on here? Like, what have I done wrong? Like, what kit have I got on wrong? That's golf's like that, isn't it, sometimes? And they were like, "Oh, I've not seen these clubs for like 2 decades. How did he get them?" Like 2 decades ago. And he was like, "Oh, right. Oh, I won my first tournament ever. Like, we'll play with these."
Well, I've got that at the minute, so I'm having some lessons with the guy at Adlington, and he's similar age to me. He's about 2 or 3 years older than me. And every time I pull up one of my clubs, he's like, "Oh man, I remember these. I had a pair of these, 20 years ago."
There must be so much nostalgia associated with that, wasn't there? Because it's your tool of your trade, I suppose, and like you fall in love with your golf club, don't you? So yeah, sorry, I digress. I'm trying to just get involved in this pro chat. That's all somehow. So that's my in. Also, we're talking top 100 stuff.
Yeah.
So Ellis, you are very fortunate. You're a member of Royal Liverpool, Hoy Lake. which is obviously why you could enter those tournaments. But yeah, what's it like being a member there?
It's really good. The practice facilities there are great. Course is obviously really good. And I think just learning the style of links is completely different to what most people play on Parkland. Learning the shorter shots, playing higher bunker shots than you'll play, and just learning the wind as well, because sometimes you've got to aim at 2 holes across just to hit the fairway, which is sometimes ridiculous. And I think one of the biggest perks of it was a couple of years ago, the Open was there, so got to have some access into that, like the clubhouse with the players, and then by the putting green.
Amazing. Yeah, I saw a couple of pictures on your Insta, and it was like, I can imagine at that age, it's like, huh? Like
jamming around next to me.
He's right next to me. Yeah, what is this?
I think it's great though, because I think if you can play there and practice there and learn your trade there. I think if you can play golf around there, then you can play golf around anywhere, right?
So the next time I was there, I dropped a couple of balls from some shots I'd seen hit on the TV and played them, and to see how different it was compared to what they had to me.
Yeah. Well, we talk about it quite a lot and one of the attractions of doing this for us is that, and golf is unique in that you play the same course that the pros are playing. You might play from a different tee or whatever, but you're playing the same hole.
Still the same green,
exactly the same thing. You don't get that in other sports. Like, you're not going to get to play at Wembley. You're not going to get to play it. Well, you might do, but you're going to be very, very good at
not with my knees, ankles, elbows, and whatever else is falling off my my body these
head,
days.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. And that is the attraction of playing this, because these are iconic golf courses in the world. I think when I was on an American podcast, they sort of said, "Oh, there must be like a few courses over in the UK that have crept onto the world list." I was like, "No, you're probably looking at about 40 or 50 because." Yeah. Don't forget, golf was invented here. Firstly, and then
courses are the founding of golf.
Correct, like Scotland. Scotland's probably got 20 in the world list.
Yeah.
And it's just like, these are iconic places to play. I mean, even everyone will know Hoylake now, won't they? Because just had the Open there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're still starry-eyed about it all. So it's nice to know what it's like being a member.
Have you got any kind of specific goals that you kind of want to achieve this year, 2025, or?
So I think try and get as many top 10s as possible. Try and win, hopefully, a major event, and then make the England under-16s team at the end of August, which is hopefully to go and play either in Italy or to play in Ireland, which would be nice to represent my country. And then some stat goals as well. So gaining more strokes on approach shots, getting strokes on driving, and then just maintaining my stats on short game and putting.
And is that a big part of what? Because I think when I played, stats wasn't really a big thing. You didn't have kind of simulators, and you didn't have all that kind of information really available. Is that a big part of how you structure your kind of practice and how you kind of look at your game? Is a lot of it through stats?
Yeah, so stats can basically show you what your strengths, what your weaknesses are, and then you can get better at your weaknesses or you can improve your strengths even more. And then with England Regional, they give you up game, which is basically just a way to collect your data, collect your stats, and then you can view it on charts, tables, and see clearly where your areas where you need to improve.
The accountant in me absolutely loves this, charts and stats. Maybe I need to do this for my golf game.
I think so. Yeah.
They're not going to look great. No. At least I can look at them on a
plenty of areas for improvement, Chris. Plenty of areas for improvement. It's about a quick side was on that one. When I was 12, I think there was barely a computer around, so I think there'd been any stats. But I'm just going to go back to your Hoylake experience. Obviously, you've won the junior championship there now, so your name's on the board.
Yeah.
Has it sunk in that name will be on that board for the next 300 years while that course, because that course isn't going anywhere?
No.
Does that sink in at any point or
probably not yet? No.
Because you want to be on there more, right?
So still 3 years left with the under-18s one. So hopefully try and win that once or twice.
Open champion. That's what you want on the board at High
I
Lake.
like that one. And to win it at High Lake, I think would probably be the best moment.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
That would,
No, I've seen. I get part of my ignorance on this because I don't know this sort of stuff. But obviously, you hear about at the Open, and you'll have like the top ranked amateurs. Obviously, Rose did well, didn't he? When he finished 4th. That was that up at, where was that? That was it, wasn't it? That was near Southport, wasn't it? That was one of the Southport courses, I think. I can't remember. Was it Birkdale? Where did he finish 4th? Was it? Maybe Scotland.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Anyway, but you hear, and it's always like, oh, he's a member at the local club, sort of thing. So, is there a thing where, like, if the Open is at that venue, that there is a process for amateur member to get in to play, or is that not? It's just you've gone through open qualifying.
Normal. You've got to
go through open qualifying. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Sorry, I thought it was like because they do that at what sport is it they're doing now? Well, they do the Olympics, don't they? Like the host nation gets
you just get
a certain number of entries. Yeah.
No, you don't just get like some 18 handicap. Hacker just gets to go in the Open.
Dashing through that's crazy.
The Open.
I was hoping the Open would come to like Reddish Vale, and then
you can't pay your way into the Open, mate. Unfortunately,
grandstands.
That's a good point. Well, no, we've got hills. Got these lovely rolling Stockport hills. There's a lovely tower block that people could probably just go in.
It'd be a great addition, that though, wouldn't it? Actually, thinking about it, as an addition to the Open, just have like a little Open club competition. Whoever wins it gets to go and play.
Gets to go play there,
play in the Open.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say great addition to the Open rota. Get Reddish Vale, like keep it real. Go and play at a course like Reddish Vale. Ellis, I noticed on your Instagram feed you did an advert for American Gold.
Yeah.
So how did that go?
It was a really good experience, really. So it was for 2 days in, I think it was June.
Okay.
And the advert was going to come out in November, and it was about diversity in golf. And it was basically, they had this kind of simulator set up into a net with all different clubs that they wanted you to swing and from different camera angles. And basically it was just an advert of everyone swinging. So there's probably about 40 different people there, all hitting a shot, and then it was 40 different people in one swing basically. So it was just different snapshots. But no, the whole experience of it, like clothes.
So clearly it's not as professional as what we've just brought in here. I mean, we had the makeup lady in. And all that. Yeah, I mean, what a great experience. Again, at your age, to go through that and, following direction and...
Yeah, because I knew some of the people that were doing it, so I was with them for most of the time. And there was a massive area next to it where there was nothing there, really. So we just played games there, like putting drills, putting games, like shootouts and stuff. So it was, it was a really, really fun experience.
Great. And I'm going to bring you back. Again, top 100 course, let's talk about High Lake a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we were talking a bit previously, and you said when the Open was on, you had a bit more access. So what sort of things could you do that day or that weekend?
Yeah. So I could go every day. So I went Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday because it was a bit wet on Sunday. So I could go by the putting area, like right next to all the players. I could go into the main clubhouse area, which I think the players went into the main car park, they could go into there. So on the final day, I know some of my friends were in there. Matthew Jordan came in. There was a massive party celebration because he obviously made the top 20 at his home club, which was a big achievement. And then I could go into the by the range and the Sky Zone, which was quite fun. So going on the putting green there and seeing all the people you see on Sky Sports regularly by that area. So yeah, it was
And Nick Doherty was one of them, right?
Yeah.
It's a podcast joke. I'm a Nick Doherty stalker, so. Yeah. Okay. Nice chap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He's
not sharing your illusions of him.
Looks like a nice guy. Yeah. If you want advice to Wentworth, Nick, feel free. Ellis, I really think you're going places because I just think you've got your head screwed on.
Thank you.
Like I said, we've come into your home. We've spoken to your dad. There's no hint of pretension about you at all, and I think you've really, you've got a good focus on, and you can hit the ball pretty far as well. So I think that's going to count in, hold you in good stead in the future. So we're going to keep an eye out for you.
Thank you.
You've also been kind enough, and if you haven't, now you've got to promise because it's now out there. But you've also been kind enough to offer us to come and play at Hoyle Lake with you. So we will gladly accept that invitation.
Part 2.
And there is a royal red carpet invitation to Reddish Vale for you anytime you like. That glowing endorsement. Well done, well played, sir. So yeah, thank you very much, Ellis. I hope you enjoyed that.
No problem.
But,
Thank you.
that was great fun
Ellis.
for
That
us.
was fantastic. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Thank you. That was quite good. Yeah, it was good.
Wonderful. Until next time on the Top 110 Golf Podcast.